Hi everyone, my name is Jeremy Swanson. I'm a representative for Denver, Colorado for Life S Inside. I'm here to talk to you about my connection with Life S Inside, how I was introduced, and how I made a bigger role in Life S Inside. Have you ever had somebody do a random act of kindness for you? Then you know how life-changing it can be. Kindness is a powerful thing, and it has changed my life. I'm going to start this off with my connection. Let's go back to my junior year in high school. Things were starting to finally look up for me. My grades are doing amazing. I had a license, I had a car, and I had a girlfriend, which in high school, that's pretty great. But that was all pretty short-lived when my girlfriend at the time was starting to slowly push me away. No, I really didn't think about it much, but by the end of my junior year, it was becoming impossible to talk to her because we would just argue all the time. And randomly out of nowhere, she broke it off. And within the same hour, she was kissing to the drummer of my brother's band. Now what makes that significant is this guy bullied me 3 years beforehand. Now if this was the only thing that happened, I probably would have just dealt with it just fine. But what really set the dagger was my uncle had to live with us and he couldn't afford his house payments anymore. Now the nice people my parents are paid for his house payments. And that left us with no money other than just to get by. And most of the time we had to sell our cars, one of which was mine. And another thing was he smoked all the time. And all that smoking does is remind me of my grandfather, who I looked up to very much. And he died from smoking. Lastly, I was starting my very first job. And you guys all should know, you go into this job thinking, oh man, am I going to do great? Are the bosses going to be great, or is it going to be horrible? Am I going to have a bad time? Am I going to get fired? And so I was extremely nervous with all these things happening at once. I fell into this deep, bottomless pit of hopelessness. At one point in that summer, I actually tried to kill myself. If the belt didn't break, I wouldn't be here. I've got a scar on my neck from that event. I remember that day I hit the ground and I laid there crying for what seemed like hours. But once I finally picked myself up, I began thinking. I recall on how I didn't like what was going on and I wanted to somehow fix it. One of the numerous things I did to try and fix this was be kind to others. I found out when I was unbelievably kind to other people, it in turn made me feel happy. Now, in high school, everybody thought I was this big, intimidating person because I have boxing training and I tried MMA and I was much larger than most kids. But honestly, I'm more likely to give you a hug. But that's what this organization is all about. Kindness. I was first introduced to them through a friend who shared their video Kindness Boomerang on my wall. I remember just thinking, wow, this is exactly what I'm doing daily. Now I recommend everyone please to check this video out. It's life-changing. So I began following this organization everywhere. And one day I noticed they had this event called Dance for Kindness. I was like, okay, sweet, but I couldn't find it for Denver, so I emailed them saying, hey, I can't seem to find this event in Denver, Colorado. They responded saying, sadly, there will not be an event in Denver, Colorado because they do not have a group leader there. Unless if I'm interested, I can be one, or you can be one. I couldn't accept it. It was 3 weeks away. There's no way I could throw everything together in 3 weeks. But I emailed them back saying I'd love to, but maybe next year, not this year. So that's when it all started. Once the event was all said and done, I had this call with Orly, And I shared her my story on what I told you guys today. She loved it. She was wondering if I would be more interested in being more in Life as Inside. And I said, sure. So I started off becoming a kindness ambassador. Now, a kindness ambassador, you get these weekly tasks, kindness tasks, every Monday. And I loved these. I absolutely adored all these kindness tasks that I even began suggesting what I would do for other people in the past. And to my amazement, they actually listened. They put up one of my suggestions the next week with my name on there. Man, that made me feel really special. Because they recognized they read what I said and recognized it was great. So I began I wanted more. I just wanted more. And so under Orly's approval, of course, I went out and started speaking about this organization. I even went back to my old high school. I ended up speaking in front of 150 students and teachers about this organization. Now, at this point, I assume I was catching Orly's attention. So she asked me if I would be interested in becoming more into Life as Inside. And she was beginning this program called the Representative Program. A Life as Inside representative is a one-of-a-kind, awesome person who has taken the initiative to not only speak about kindness, but bring the mission and vision of Life as Inside to their city. An official representative can introduce new programs, initiatives, and have their own Life as Inside events for their cities to help their cities become recognized as a kindness city. Now, I had to sit on this for, I don't know, about a week because this was a really big step. But I eventually accepted. And so I didn't realize how big this was until I filled out the application. And I was sitting there thinking, whoa, is this real? Is this really happening? Man, and so when it came to the time, I actually had my own Dance for Kindness event this year. It wasn't big, wasn't very glamorous, but I had the time of my life. In 1,000 years, I would have never, ever imagined having an event like this. Now, I have reached an unimaginable level of happiness now, all because of this organization. Now, you're all probably thinking I was able to heal myself like that. No, this was months, if not years of work to try and help myself. Now, what I'm trying to say is really never give up. There were points where I thought I was doing nothing to help. But that is when you realize you have done something unimaginable. Now, I told you guys my story, my connection, and how I've made a bigger role in Life as Inside. Kindness is a very powerful thing and it has changed my life, indeed. And remember, kindness keeps the world afloat.